Hi everyone! In this video, I'll show you how to customize my mug templates with infusible ink or sublimation. If you'd like to use my templates, check the description right under this video. There's links to my Facebook groups, and that's where I share my files. Several times to show how to use my mug templates that I've shared in my groups, and I thought it was about time I do that. And since Valentine's Day is not too far away and you might want to prepare your projects for gifts, I thought it would be a really good time to show you how I do this. I'm going to start by hiding all this text. We don't need that on the screen as a distraction. We'll just hide those. On the left-hand side, you can see these templates with white backgrounds. They're meant for sublimation. Anytime you're going to print something for sublimation, if you're going to cut it out by hand, it doesn't matter. But I really like to use Design Space to cut out my mug templates so that they're the accurate size when they're cut and easy to center on the mugs. So in order to do that, I flatten my image to a white background. With sublimation, you don't want Design Space to cut out every single little heart separately. You'll just have a mess of little pieces of paper. You want it to cut out as one piece, one template. So you want to flatten your image to a white background and make sure it's the exact size. For 15-ounce mugs, you want 8.75 by 4.25. For 12-ounce mugs, 8.75 by 3.79. So just double check your sizing after you flatten it to make sure nothing has changed. If you're doing the stacking mugs, it's 8.75 by 2.92. But in this project, we'll concentrate on the 15 and 12 ounce. So there's several ways you can do this. With sublimation, it's super easy. Let's say I want to add something Valentine to the center of the mug. And because we're doing sublimation, we can choose something very elaborate. I'll change it to white right away so that it's easier to see. And I'll put it in the center of this mug. You're not worried about weeding. You're going to be cutting just around the edge with sublimation. So we can go as elaborate as you like. You're not going to have to weed out all these tiny little bits. Let's select both together, align and center so it's nice and even. I think that's pretty. I could make it a little larger. We'll unlock it. Let's make it 4 wide. And let's make it maybe 3 high. See how that looks. That's not bad. Maybe 4.5 wide. It's good to play around with it and see how you like it. I like that. I'm going to select both together. You'll notice in your layers panel that it wants you to unflatten first. Now you will need to select all again. Go back to align, select center to make sure nothing moved, and flatten. And there. This will print out all as one piece and cut out the exact size that I needed on a 12-ounce mug. So another thing you can do, let's say you want to add an image, a photo to your mug. You will go to upload. You can upload as an image if you're going to use it as a square or a rectangle, your photo. But I find if you're going to add a shape, it's much easier to upload as pattern fill, and I'll show you how that works in case you don't already know. Let's go out of upload. I'm going to shapes, and of course I'll select a heart. bring it here and make it larger just so you can see what I'm doing with it easier. Go up to your top toolbar and change it to Print and Cut Standard. Now we're going to click on the Color tab, change color to Pattern. And when I've uploaded my photo as pattern fill, I can scroll down and find that image that I want to use. We see that it's a little off. We have a line here. So I'll click on Edit Pattern. I'll make it a little larger. And I'm not seeing that line anymore. Let's make it just a little smaller. There's that line again. But I can fix that by just moving the image over horizontally. And that looks well centered. It looks terrific. I'm going to keep it like that. And there we go. We'll make it a little smaller to fit on the mug. And I think I'm going to go with 2.5 wide. And we'll do 2.5 high. You can make it larger, of course, if you want to. Maybe on this other side, I'll put an image. Let's put something like love. Let's find something cute. We'll try this. We'll put it here. I'm going to change it to white also. That looks good. And it's just about the right height. We'll make it 2.5 also. That's kind of cute. I'm going to select all. Once again, I have to unflatten. Let's move it over a little bit so that it's the same distance as the photo. Select all, align, and center vertically so that everything lines up. Of course, you can make the image larger or you can make the photo larger, whatever you prefer. But I like to keep both sides symmetrical, so I'm going to do it this way. Select all again and flatten. And there we go. Either one of these is ready for sublimation and for Design Space to cut it out the exact size without cutting out all the little pieces as I flattened it to a white background. So let's take a look at these templates for infusible ink. The first thing you'll probably notice is that in the layers panel, they are already welded. I've done this because it's a lot quicker for Design Space to process that image if it's welded into one image instead of a dozen little cuts. Also, the fact that it's welded and it's now one image makes it possible to slice it because, as you probably know, you can only slice one layer from one layer. So this will make it a lot simpler. Personally, I wouldn't use anything as elaborate as this image I used on the 12-ounce sublimation tumbler because, as I mentioned earlier, it might be difficult to weed with all these little pieces if you're using infusible ink. But if you're up for the challenge, definitely make your image as elaborate as you'd like to. So let's go to Images. We'll find something to use. I'll type Happy Valentine again. For this demo, I'll choose something a lot simpler. So I'll select this image and add to Canvas. I'm going to place it on the 15-ounce mug, and I want it a little smaller, but the size, of course, is completely up to you. I'm going to go 4 wide by 3 high. We'll select both together, align, and center. All you would need to do is attach. And automatically Design Space will make the image the same color as the background, but you will be weeding it out. So you'll see the color of your mug show through. Another way you can do it, let's detach this, is to select all and slice. We'll take away this part that we added to the center. Let's move that away. We don't need that, and we don't need this. Personally, I prefer to slice rather than attach because I like to see how it's going to look when it's all weeded. So I've added one simple image to the center, but of course you can add two separate images, one for each side of the mug, however you prefer. You can't use photos with infusible ink sheets. And the process would be the exact same if you're doing this for a 12-ounce mug. I'm going to remove everything that I've added to these templates so that they're blank again, so that you can decorate them any way you like. Originally, when I shared this template, I shared only the sublimation version, but with this link now, you'll also have the infusible ink version if that's what you prefer to use. It'll be there for you. I hope this video is going to help you make some wonderful Valentine's Day mugs. Thank you for watching.